2018. Family Chair and Dean of the USC School of Dramatic Arts, David Rydell.
Graduates, please be seated. And everyone else too. Please all be seated, thank you. So good morning, family, friends, and graduates. On behalf of the faculty and the staff of the USC School of Dramatic Arts, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 2018 USC School of Dramatic Arts undergraduate commencement ceremony. Stand before you today to celebrate these students for their accomplishments over the last 4 years, and having been able to connect with many of you during your time here, I'm particularly happy to introduce this ceremony, and I relish the chance to say thank you, well done, and bon voyage. But that's what I know is ahead for you guys, a great journey. Your undergraduate studies have come to an end, and after today, you will no longer be students. It's incredible but true. Your future begins right now, and I have confidence that you're ready to face that future, ready to turn challenges into success, and success into triumph. Today is a day of celebration. It's a day to remember your joys and your struggles, your growing pains, your work, and all of your achievements. It's also a day of sweet sadness as you say farewell to your School of Dramatic Arts family and to your home for the last 4 years. But it is only farewell, because now you are alumni and you will always have a home here. I'm going to start our day by thanking the excellent, talented, magnificent faculty who have guided you through all of these years. An enormous thanks also to our Board of Councillors members who are in attendance today, who provide leadership and support to the school that is essential to our achieving our goals. For the Board of Councillors. I'd also like to acknowledge the entire staff of the School of Dramatic Arts, not only for helping all of you on your journey to get to today, but also for supporting your artistic growth so relentlessly. To the staff, please. And of course, an enormous thanks to you, the parents, the families, the friends of this graduating class. We're all grateful for the belief and the support you have given your students. You want to give it up for your family? Finally, my thanks go out to you, the graduating class. I know that I speak for all of your professors when I say that you have inspired us all with your passion, your courage, your determination, and your talent. It has been a delight to watch you work and to see your growth, and I know that I will enjoy watching you continue to grow and expand in the years to come. As our students cross the stage today, you will notice that some of these graduates wear cardinal and gold honor cords. These cords signify that a student has earned a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher during their time at USC. Over half of our undergraduate population earned this distinction this year, demonstrating their determination to succeed as artists and their commitment to achieving scholastic excellence. And one student has earned the distinction of having a perfect 4.0 GPA. That is Julia Iacopetti. Congratulations. That has brought us all here today. The School of Dramatic Arts grants 2 undergraduate degrees, a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Fine Arts. Today, we have 2 class speakers representing these different populations. Representing the Bachelor of Arts students is Dominique Corona. Dominique served as the president of the Theatre Students Association. In addition, she serves as a student representative at both the Institute for Theatre and Social Change and on the Inclusion and Equity Committee. She is also a member of the new Faculty Arts Mentoring Alliance, which is an interdisciplinary project where students write and produce works in partnership with faculty members from our various arts schools. Dominique also enjoys working as a student coordinator for USC Visions and Voices, the Arts and Humanities Initiative. She's a member of Second Nature Improv, has acted in numerous ISP productions, as well as in the main stage production of the Kentucky Cycle. And last week, right here, oh, there it is, Kentucky Cycle. That production is still actually going on right now. One of the longest performances we've ever done. Last week, at the School of Dramatic Arts Student Awards, Dominique received the Student Council Award, recognizing the graduating student who's participated most fully in all areas of performance in the USC School of Dramatic Arts. And she also won the USC Alumni and Friends Award, voted on by the faculty, and honoring the graduate who will most wonderfully represent USC and the School of Dramatic Arts as an alum. Word of introduction for Dominique is check out her line in sneakers, because that's pretty awesome. Dominique Corona, everybody.
just have to say I wore the sneakers so that I wouldn't trip, and so far so good. Okay. This is going to be 5 minutes of me trying not to cry, so here we go. I will confidently start by saying that when I sat down to write this, I had absolutely no clue what to say. And this is a great way to start writing a speech, right? So I'm going to start by sharing some memories. Thank you to my family for answering my constant texts about what to write. And this is groundbreaking, I know, and I can't believe I thought of it, but let's recall some of our fondest memories of the school together. First, the heat strokes that we have all suffered from being in PED for too long during the hot months. Woo! And honestly, even during some of the winter months, because that place is just a black hole. Our endless search for rehearsal blocks and furniture that somehow all end up in one room, and that room is usually locked. Then we have the windowless rooms of MCC that make us lose all track of time, space, and any concept of an outside world. And we'll miss sitting on the couches of MCC and playing the age-old guessing game. Is someone crying for real, or are they acting? And maybe this isn't the right time to say it, but honestly, now that I'm looking at the future, a degree in engineering would be amazing. But I will redeem myself now and say, you know how cool it is to be able to call ourselves artists? To say that we identify with an elite group of people who care about telling stories and telling them well, and about giving voices to people and characters who deserve to be heard. We all work together to create performances that last maybe 2 hours, or occasionally 6 with the Kentucky cycle, but their impressions can last a lifetime. I bet most of the people in this room can pinpoint a time when a performance changed your life, right? Yeah. Cool, okay. When I wrote that, I was like, I don't know, I hope so. Okay. We need to remember why we do this. Our work is meaningful and our stories are important to tell. And each and every one of you is so special. I have seen your work in shows, and my fellow actors, I have seen your work in class, and occasionally in the short films that have come across my Facebook feed when I actually check Facebook. I remember how I used to sit in the audience at shows and marvel at how amazing you all are. And looking down at the programs and knowing that I should keep them because they'll be worth a lot of money someday. And I will tell you all, I have all the programs. And I don't mean to talk about myself because today isn't just about me, despite what I thought when I woke up this morning. But I would like to tell you all about one of my own memories. When I was getting ready to come to school and people kept telling me, oh, college is a great place, fun times. You'll get to know people who will become your family, your home away from home. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. Partially because I thought my mom would be offended if I ever declared a second home, and mainly because I was just skeptical. All of my other experiences in school and high school were just kind of a means to an end, you know? I was normal and I had friends, but why would college be any different? And I can tell you all right now, I was wrong. I was very wrong. No, don't cry yet. You all are my family, and this place is my home away from home. And it's an honor to be here at SDA on this stage with all of you, to be able to say to you all, thank you. Words cannot describe how amazing it is to be in the presence of such greatness. I thank each and every one of you for your artistry, your passion, your friendship, and your kindness. And I feel like I can't call this a speech if I don't have quotes to offer, and it's definitely not a graduation speech if I don't quote my man, Dr. Seuss. In fact, as I looked at a website that had the full text of one of his books, it said in large font at the bottom, I wholeheartedly suggest you buy this book as a gift to yourself or to anyone that you know will be graduating soon from something. So I apologize in advance to all the families here who might have bought Oh the Places You'll Go as a gift to your graduate. The secret's out. But I will continue with the quote. You can get so confused that you'll start in to race down long, wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most useless, that changed the quote so much, useless place, the waiting place, for people just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. I don't know what that is, but it's making me really emotional. With banner flip-flapping once more, you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. Now this next part isn't a quote of his, these are my original words, and I just don't want Dr. Seuss to get the credit for me, because I know our writing is very similar. is scary. It's terrifying. It really is. But we're ready. And the wonderful thing is that we aren't alone in this journey. You all are absolutely amazing, and you are enough as you are. Keep improving and moving forward, but love yourself at every step of the way. And I believe in you all, and I will always be your biggest fan. And you know that I'm not lying when I say that because of how often I smile in these streets. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for these beautiful last 4 years, and I look forward to our futures. Now let's take on the world together.
Dominique, thank you for everything you've done for our school. I think I've seen you cry like 9 times in the last 3 days. You've also reminded me to let our graduating students know of a special surprise that the school has prepared. In addition to you receiving your diplomas today, every single member of the undergraduate student graduating class is going to receive their own rehearsal block. Duncan has been working on this since 3 a.m. this morning. You get to take them home and lose them within 24 hours. So, representing the Bachelor of Fine Arts students is David Philip Fishman. David attended the Waterford School in Sandy, Utah, from nursery school to senior year. Apparently somebody else did too. He gained his love of theatre there, working on over 20 plays through junior high and high school. At USC, he's performed in numerous student productions and dozens of student films, as well as 4 BFA plays, all of which include Passion Play, The Kentucky Cycle, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Book of Days. Please welcome David Philip Fishman.
First and foremost, I also want to express my gratitude for the opportunity to speak on behalf of my class. It's truly an honor. And what a class it is. I could use all of the words that everyone always trots out for commencement speeches. Hardworking, caring, committed, strong, on and on and on, and they would all be true. I am immensely proud of every one of my classmates, especially those of you who have decided to devote your lives to making my job on stage possible. To all of you who have worked behind the scenes tirelessly and thanklessly so that we get to go out on stage and take the glory. To all of you who show up long before we do and stay long after we leave. To the directors, the stage managers, ASMs, lighting designers, sound designers, set designers, stagehands. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Literally would not be here without you. We might be, but it would be really dark. And you'll all be employed next month, so that's super cool. For those of you who don't know, the BFA class of 2018, and I'm speaking now about my classmates in the acting program, we have something of a reputation in the School of Dramatic Arts as being kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, for the past 4 years, we have had a constant string of questions and opinions at every turn. From starting from a class of 30 students and being split in half for the first 2 years, to the reunion of those halves junior year when we took on plays by Shakespeare, Schenken, and Gorky. Not exactly a light trio. Each opportunity to work also came with its own set of challenges, which we in turn challenged, loudly and with passion. It may seem at first glance that we're just a class full of divas who can't be pleased, and that may be true. But the best word to describe our class, and I know this for certain, is vocal. We have a voice, and we're not afraid to use it. Not only as a class, but each of us has developed his or her own voice. This is important because an artist without a voice is empty. A person without a voice is empty. How can I expect to inhabit and present other experiences if I don't know how I experience the world? More than that, too, a voice is important today, maybe more than ever. We live in a time where having a voice and using it can change the world. There's no excuse to say, well, I didn't know. We have these little rectangles that fit in our pockets, and we can use them to create, react, and reach out. Saying I didn't know is tantamount to saying I didn't care. But we do care. And I have no doubt that my classmates, all of my classmates, will use their voices to fight for what they think is right. As will I. I am grateful for these last 4 years at USC for many, many, many reasons. The dedicated professors, the in-class work, the opportunities to work on some of the greatest plays in history, the connections, the list goes on. But most of all, I am grateful to you, my classmates, for holding me to a high standard and always forcing me to constantly reevaluate what I think about the world. I know we've been told time and again that this industry is a difficult one and that they already have us in spades, but they don't know us. I'm sure I'll see all of you in audition rooms across LA soon enough. Break a leg.
I now have the great pleasure to introduce you to our guest commencement speaker, Connie Britton. Four-time Emmy-nominated actress Connie Britton continually receives accolades for her work in television and film. After standout roles on series such as Spin City, 24, and The West Wing, she starred in one of the best reviewed shows on television, NBC's Friday Night Lights, for which she received an Emmy nomination in 2010 and then again in 2011. Britton returned to the small screen in the fall of 2012, starring in ABC's Nashville, in which she played Raina James, a legendary country music superstar, earning Britton her first Golden Globe nomination and fourth Emmy nomination. Britton also starred as the female lead, Vivian Harmon, in the first season of American Horror Story. Yeah, it just goes on and on. I'm like 1/3 of the way through. That's the Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk's Golden Globe and Emmy-nominated series for FX. She teamed up with Ryan Murphy again in American Crime Story, The People vs. O.J. Simpson for FX, in which she played Faye Resnick, and most recently for Murphy's new Fox procedural first responder drama 911, alongside Angela Bassett and Peter Krause. This past fall, Britton also appeared in Frankie Shaw's Golden Globe-nominated comedy Smilf for Showtime. Britton will next star in and executive produce the first season of Bravo Media's scripted anthology series Dirty John, based on the articles and breakout true crime podcast of the same name from the LA Times reporter Christopher Goddard. In film, Connie's recent credits include Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman, Beatrice at Dinner with our very own faculty member David Warshawski, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, This Is Where I Leave You, The To-Do List, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, and American Ultra. In April 2014, Connie Britton was appointed as a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Development Program. In this role, she raises awareness of the UNDP's work in poverty eradication and women's empowerment, advocating to the American and the global public. Britton is a graduate of Dartmouth College, where she majored in Asian Studies. Please join me in welcoming Connie Britton.
It's off to a great start. Hey! What's up? Oh, man! Hi! Class of 2018! You guys are blowing my mind right now. I didn't realize you were going to make me want to cry. I hope I'm going to get through it without crying, Dominic. Dean Bridell, thank you so much for asking me to join you on this extraordinary day. And I want to say also welcome to the faculty, who is incredible, and to the parents and families of the graduates of the USC School of Dramatic Arts. Parents and families,
I feel ya. Your kid went to USC and ended up studying theater. Oh yeah. I would like to say to you, congratulations. Thank you for getting through the anxiety and the stress of that. And now it's just smooth sailing. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, that may not be accurate. Anyway, congrats, guys, really. Well done. And to you, the students, man, y'all are a powerful force, really. You're making me want to cry. And I'm terrified of you. Help, I am terrified. Okay. I mean, you're a force to be reckoned with. I feel a little bit like I don't really belong here. I mean, a lot like I don't belong here. I didn't go to USC. I didn't. And I went to Dartmouth, up in New Hampshire, far, far, far from Los Angeles and the whir of USC. And I didn't major in dramatic arts or fine arts or any arts. I majored in Chinese. Oh yeah, that's right, Chinese. Parents, imagine how my folks felt when I was going to take my education in Chinese and Asian studies straight to New York to be an actor. Bless their hearts. They survived it, though. I want you to know that. But students, let's get serious for a minute. Can you feel your power today? Do you feel that? I mean, really, guys, I can feel it. And you did it. You all have so much collective power right now. You've achieved something so magnificent, so rare, so enormous. So take this moment and just feel that. Feel what it feels like. Breathe it in. Let it linger and lodge inside you. Because you're going to want it later. You're going to need it later. And while you're at it, feel the impact that you've already had on each other. I could tell that just from listening to the speeches. And the impact that you've had on your teachers and your community, on me, on your parents, your poor parents. I want you to really install that feeling of power and impact into your being somewhere, so you can revisit it in the moments where your sense of power and impact are completely lost and gone. Because there are going to be those moments. I know you know that, but there are going to be those moments. So take this. But those moments are going to be the ones that will shape you. And with that in mind, I want to talk to you today about 3 things. Things that you may consider cliche at face value, but come on, don't be jaded, BFAs. Fear, dreams, and service. And then we're going to end with a story about a pencil. Okay, so starting with fear. Fear is a biggie. As an actor, I found that for me, the most authentic way to start playing a role is to start right from where I am emotionally in that moment, personally. That's why I felt compelled to tell you right off the bat that at the moment I'm freaking terrified. Of you, mostly, but also of the role that I've been asked to play here today. This is not my comfort zone. I mean, first of all, I had to write this speech. Now, you can ask any writer that I've worked with how quick I am to give dialogue tweaks to their magnificent writing. Oh yeah, writers love that. That's so helpful. So many good ideas from the actor. Thanks a million. But yet, over the years, I've grown comfortable doing this because of a few wonderfully collaborative writer-directors I've had the honor to work with and to be shaped by, particularly Ed Burns on my first film, The Brothers McMullen, and Pete Berg on the film and TV show Friday Night Lights. They both empowered me to take the character that they had created and deepen her voice from my own knowing. And by that, I mean that they didn't care if I made suggestions about lines and moments. In fact, they invited it. And by so doing, they created a monster. Now that influence has helped me to be the actor that I am, for better or for worse, and in some situations worse, depending on the poor writer. But what else it has done, it's given me confidence to do something that isn't inherently my thing. And that's good. It's helped me to grow and to take risks. And now I do more writing, and I've expanded to being a producer, done a little singing, And so when Dean Bridell came to ask if I would be willing to do the commencement speech to the USC School of Dramatic Arts, I was aghast. Are you kidding me? No way. I mean, I can't be talking to this amazing group of the finest and brightest in the arts in the country. You gotta have the wrong girl. And by the way, I do want to say this is an important point, because feeling like an imposter or like you don't belong is a key element in accepting challenges and taking risks. But let me be clear, it is not comfortable. I am not comfortable right now. I am sweating in my dress. Still, recognize that feeling in yourself, that feeling of feeling like an imposter, like you don't belong, you're not good enough, and take the challenge anyway. Because, hey, once I got over the feeling of being aghast and horrified that I'd been asked to give this address, I thought, well, of course I must do it. I can write. I have written some amazing lines of dialogue. Ask any beleaguered Nashville writer. And I did recently turn 50, which I guess puts me in the category of life-experienced wise person. So there was a brief moment, actually, for me of downright cockiness, derived largely from any and all previous successes and achievements in my life, which made me think, yeah, I got this. And I do think that cockiness is important, even if it's short-lived, which it almost always is. No, it always is for me. So I tried to hang on to the cockiness part for a while, which basically just meant I put off writing this speech and mostly just talked about the fact that I was going to give the speech, which I was very proud and honored by. And then I started to write. I'm going to just share with you a little bit of my experience writing the speech. It went something like this. Tears, overwhelmed, yelled at my kid, more tears, ridiculous that I ever thought I could do this. Why did I say yes to this? I need to start saying no. Nausea, I don't know how, I am not qualified. I need help, but there's no one to help. I don't have the right tools. Sleep loss, yell at my kid again, tears. It's been really epic. But as an artist speaking to future fellow artists, I knew I had to do it. I had to figure it out. Because being an artist means pushing your own limits all the time. It means taking risks that feel terrifying. It means really feeling like you might fail because you have taken a challenge that is just too great. This one might just kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it will make you stronger. That's a cliche. I know, it's a cliche, but it's a good one and a true one. And if there's one thing you can come away with today, it's heed cliches. They're usually right. And also when you leave here today, I know that you're going to be feeling elated. But you will have many days to follow that feel like they challenge you beyond your capacities. That you're not going to be able to make it in every aspect of your life. But keep going. Because you're an artist. Those moments will shape you into the artist, the human that you are. So how do you keep going? Dreams. I'm imagining and assuming that each of you had a dream that got you here today. And no two dreams are the same. Isn't that incredible? Your dream is your own driving force that no one else can ever duplicate. And it will drive you and shape you as it can only for you. I dreamed of being an actor from a very young age. I wrote plays in elementary school. I performed plays in my public high school. I was vice president of the drama department. The president was a guy, of course. I even directed a little. In late night phone conversations with my best friend Martha, we would muse about what we wanted to do when we grew up. I always said actor. She wanted to be a ski bum. Both of those things had about the same level of reality for two small-town Virginia girls in 1985. Well, I was lucky enough to get into a great liberal arts college, Dartmouth. No USC, I am aware. And I was quickly cast in the Bertolt Brecht play, The Good Person of Szechuan, my freshman fall. Well, that play was no fun. I mean, have you guys done Brecht? So that made my decision for me. The acting thing, that was a childish pipe dream, and now I was in college. It was time to, figure out what I want to do with my life, focus. So I stopped doing the theater and started studying Chinese, cool, and thinking about what I really wanted to do when I grow up. Only thing is the dream kept gnawing at me, and by my sophomore year I was back in the theater again, this time playing Lizzie in N. Richard Nash's The Rainmaker. The dream had hooked me in again. At this point, I had a good deal of Chinese and a term spent in China under my belt, but I felt great about that, even as I became more and more sure that I wanted to give this acting thing a try, because I always felt that immersing myself with as many different people and cultures and stories and ways of thinking and being and living could only make me a better actor. And I believe that today. Trust your dream. Trust that it will take you down the right roads, even if you find that they're speaking Chinese and singing Beijing opera along the way. And tell the stories you find there. But there will also be rejection along these roads. I kept doing theater for the rest of my time at Dartmouth, and by my senior year, I was playing Agave in Euripides' The Bacchae, to rave reviews, I might add. As with many schools, Dartmouth was sending a group of students to the League auditions, which was an opportunity to be seen in a collective environment by various grad schools, agents, producers, etc. Even though I was playing the lead in a main stage play on campus and had performed in multiple productions during my time at the college, the heads of the drama department still insisted that I audition for them before they could recommend me for the League auditions, because remember, Chinese, not a drama major. So I did the monologue for them on the same stage that I would be performing on later that night, carrying my son's decapitated head around on the stage green style. And I don't know, maybe you've guessed already, but I wish I had saved the letter. I didn't get to go with Dartmouth to the League auditions. As the letter stated tersely, the heads of the drama department just didn't feel I could represent Dartmouth in that way. Rejection by my own college. I found myself thinking, wait, didn't I pay you people a lot of money to help me move toward my future? That one really hurt and created tremendous self-doubt, as well as a general feeling of ridiculousness. And there were so many such moments along the way, well, moments where I questioned my very sense of myself and my sanity. But the dream kept pushing through the fear, through the rejection. And it was later, when I was out of school and pounding the pavement in New York City, that I had my most important realization of all. It happened in a strange way. I started to meditate. I'm not suggesting everyone needs to go start meditating, but what it did for me was it put my attention on my breath and then ultimately outside myself. Meditation allowed me to rid myself of my own concepts of who I think I am, and therefore be available to a bigger inner world and a bigger outer world. Here's what I've taken away from that. All this work isn't about me. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty out there who make it all about them to much success. But for me, my dream has shaped me so that I can surround myself with other artists and instead of feeling jealous, feel inspired. I realize there's enough humanity out there for all of us, and when we join together, we can reflect something huge to each other and to the world. I found that generosity to my fellow artists is a fungible, energetic cycle that begets true creativity and real vision. And my dream, which started as a Chinese major who loved the theater, has given me an awareness of the world and a desire to serve in the world. That has been a wonderful, exciting experience. To be able to see every role I play, whether it be a woman on television or in a film, or a commencement speaker, or a UN Goodwill ambassador, as an opportunity to serve, to immerse in the world, and maybe even change it, has been the greatest gift of my life. Because when you aren't so busy in your own head, there's so much opportunity to see the world beyond. And we, as storytellers, have a unique positioning in the sea of humanity to actually shape it, reflect it, and shape it. And all of this we do with our very own individual dreams. So your form of service will most certainly be different from mine. And thank goodness, because the world needs your form, whatever that may look like. So that brings me to my pencil story. Remember, I promised you a pencil story. It's not a story, really. It's a little piece of advice given to me back in my early New York days by my friend Asif Manvi. Do you guys know Asif? He went on, he was a correspondent on The Daily Show. Yes, applause for Asif. He was a correspondent on The Daily Show. He's an award-winning playwright and actor in multiple plays, movies, and TV shows. But this was back in our New York days when we were working together doing murder mysteries, which entailed gathering with a group of actors on a street corner in New York City, piling into a van and driving to some upstate or outlying Elks Lodge, where we would put on a murder mystery dinner party for the folks in attendance. And for our efforts, we were paid $50, which I was thrilled about because it meant I was a professional actor. Hello. Anyway, it was in those murder mystery days that Asif and I were both trying to get work. And I was frustrated, probably had my 10th humiliating rejection of the week, and was lamenting it to Asif. Asif, for those of you who don't know him, is an Indian American. And as hard as it is to get jobs as a woman, try being an Indian dude. Right? This is why it's important. But on this particular day, he told me this. Lamb, we call each other Lamb. Think of it as if we all have pencils we're trying to sell. And your pencils are only yours and not like anyone else's. But they're good pencils. And there will be those out there who really want your pencils, and those who want a different kind of pencil, which doesn't make your pencil bad. You just have to keep it sharp and make sure it's yours. And someday, someone is going to want that exact pencil, and you'll be ready. Remember what I was saying about cliches? Okay, well, maybe, if nothing else, you remember this pencil thing, because it is so simple, but it has helped me every step of the way to know that no one has what I have. No one's fear or dream or service is like mine. This helps me to remember, don't worry so much about what they're looking for, the producers, directors, companies, bosses of the world. Worry about what you have to give. That's yours, and it's worth everything. Respect your artistry. Respect your uniqueness. Let it and your fears and dreams carry you to serve as a storyteller, life reflector, human. Because if you don't, who will? Thank you all so much for this extraordinary opportunity to speak with you today.
Not just for your words today, but for all that you do and all that you represent to us. Now, before we pass out the diplomas, we have a little bit of housekeeping to do. First, please join us for a reception outside of the Bing Theatre in the Queen's Courtyard after the ceremony. I also want to let you know that when the ceremony has concluded, please remain seated until all the graduates have exited the theatre, and then you may meet your graduates at that reception. Feel free to take photographs during the presentation of the degrees, but please stay seated and keep the aisles clear. Meanwhile, a professional photographer will take pictures of all the graduates as they receive their diplomas, and these photos will be available for order. The school is also video recording this ceremony, and as a gift from the school, each graduate will receive a complimentary DVD this summer. We'll place it inside the rehearsal block. To present the degrees today, I'd like to introduce you to the following folks. Please welcome the Associate Professor of Theatre Practice, John Demeter, accompanied by the Associate Dean of BA Programs and Professor of Critical Studies, Sharon M. Carnegie. Our Associate Dean of Strategic Initiatives and Associate Professor of Dramatic Writing, Oliver May.
Will all Bachelor of Arts candidates please rise and be recognized. Candidates in row 1, please remain standing. All of the candidates, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for Bachelor of Arts in Theater. We have a time-honored tradition at USC where faculty members can present their graduating family member with their diploma cover. This special moment is a wonderful accomplishment for both the graduate and their family. This year we have the pleasure of having 5 special diploma cover presentations. Our first 2 guest faculty members join us from the Keck School of Medicine of USC. Dr. W. Martin Cast is a professor of molecular microbiology and immunology, obstetrics and gynecology and urology, and holds the Walter A. Richter Cancer Research Chair. Dr. Cast will present his son Harold with his diploma cover, and will then be heading to the shrine to present his daughter with her master's diploma. Busy day for the Cast family. Harold Martin Cast.
Shelby with her diploma cover, we have Dr. J. Perrin Cobb. Dr. Cobb is a professor of clinical surgery and anesthesiology in the Division of Acute Care Surgery and is the Director of Surgical Critical Care at Keck Hospital of USC. He also serves on the USC School of Dramatic Arts Medical Clowning Advisory Committee. Please welcome Dr. J. Perrin Cobb.
Our next faculty presenter joins us from the USC Marshall School of Business, where he is a lecturer of clinical entrepreneurship and is delighted to share the stage with his son, Massimo. Welcome, Albert Napoli. Massimo Cristiano Napoli. Massimo would like to thank all the artists, known and unknown, who inspired him, as well as his friends and family. Yeah, Max!
Next, we have the true definition of the Trojan family. Laura Fry is the Director of Externship Programs and Adjunct Assistant Professor of Law at the USC Gould School of Law. Scott Altman is the Virginia S. and Fred H. Bice Professor of Law, also at the USC Gould School of Law. Please join me in welcoming Laura and Scott as they present their son Benjamin with his diploma cover together. For sharing their wealth of knowledge.
Our final special presentation is one of our own dramatic arts faculty members, our beloved friend and professor Joe Hacker. Since 1990, camera for the School of Dramatic Arts, one of our most popular classes, and recently published his first book, Auditioning on Camera. Joe is proud to have the opportunity to present his son Wells with his diploma cover. Welcome, Joe. Fine on, Joe. Wells Daschle Rhodes Hacker.
Martin Archer. Thomas is a member of the Golden Key International Honor Society. He would like to thank his parents, Scott and Carol Archer, for their constant sacrifices they made to ensure that he achieved his dream education.
Rachel Elizabeth Arevalo. Rachel has been on the Dean's List all 4 years and was a member of USC's Academic Honor Society, Alpha Lambda Delta. Rachel would like to thank her family and friends for all their love and support, and her teachers for their words of encouragement and wisdom.
Maria Gabriela Arvinte. Maria has been on the Dean's List, is the winner of the James and Noni Doolittle Award, and received an Academic Achievement Award. Maria would like to thank her family and friends for all their love and support, and her professors for their guidance and encouragement.
Max Banta. Max thanks his professors for their insight, his friends for the endless laughs, and his family for their undying support.
Natalie Grace Benheim. Natalie would like to thank her professors for their guidance and her parents for their constant love and support.
Alexandra Lee Bowman. Alexandra would like to thank her family, namely her mother and father, for endlessly supporting her and encouraging her to follow her dreams.
Ryan Patrick Ruffy. Ryan is graduating cum laude as well as being on the Dean's List and a USC Presidential Scholar. Ryan would like to thank his parents, all 4 of them, for never letting his ship sink.
Danny Alice Brown. Danny is on the Dean's List. She would like to thank her family for their love and support and the great nation of Canada.
Minal Lincoln Chowdhury. Lincoln has been on the Dean's List 3 times. He would like to thank his teachers and peers for an extraordinary experience at USC, as well as his parents for supporting his decisions.
Helen Chia. Helen is a Renaissance scholar and is on the Dean's List. She would like to thank her friends and family for all their love and support, and her professors for pushing her to reach her goals.
Jessica Heng Chi. Jessica would like to thank her friends and family for their love and support. She would also like to thank her professors for inspiring her. Darren Clausen. Darren is a member of the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society. He would like to thank his friends and family for their constant love and support.
Dominique Fatu Corona. Dominique was the recipient of the 2017-2018 David Coleman Duke Scholarship and the 2018 recipient of both the USC Alumni and Friends Award and the Student Council Award. She would like to thank her parents and Caitlin and Trey Corona for being her inspiration. She loves them all more than words can say.
Schloneker Comerford. Dad would like to thank his parents, John and Susan, his brother Shane, and his grandmother Betty for their continued love and support.
Will candidates in row 2 please stand? Madison Reed DeVries. Madison is graduating magna cum laude, is on the Dean's List, and is a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success at USC. She would like to thank her family for their eternal support and love, and her professors for their never faltering guidance and advice.
Danielle Estelle Weiner. Danielle would like to thank her mom, dad, and sister for their support, and Danny, Tallulah, and Sarah, because it has to be good.
Alexa Ray Di Bartolomeo. Alexa would like to thank her family for their love and support, as well as her professors for always pushing her to the fullest potential.
Allison Mayan Doe. Allison would like to thank her mom and dad for making this all possible.
Harley Lawrence Duvier. Harley is graduating with honors distinction and global honors. He would like to thank everyone who has made his experience here possible. Valuable experiences are dependent on exceptional company.
Dad, Mom, and Zach for their love and support.
Siobhan Dyer. Siobhan received the John Blankenship William C. White Award. He would like to thank his family, friends, and allies, and the SDA community. And especially, Anita DeShiel Sparks for being a mentor, supporter, and listening ear.
Emmons Ellenberg. Was awarded Model United Nations highest ranking award, Most Like Sarkeesian. Bailey would like to thank her family, friends, TRG, and Norman Topping for their love, and former President Joe Biden for being so damn selfless.
Annika Jean Elwanger Chavez. Annika is the recipient of the Jack Nicholson Award, James Zanoni Doolittle Award, and is a Town and Gown Scholar. Annika would like to thank every person who has taught her something over the past 4 years. That's a lot of people. She loves it.
Stephanie Isan Emir. Her parents, Isan and Paula, for supporting her dreams and ambitions.
Maddie Felgentreff. Maddie would like to thank her dad, mom, Shauna, and Steve for their love and support, and her brother Tucker for always being there.
Sabrina Sia Best. Family and friends who have constantly supported her throughout her years at USC. She hopes to make them proud.
Sadie Worth Friedman. Sadie would like to thank her family, friends, and professors who supported her through this journey.
friends for their unconditional support and for always believing in him.
Natalie Galdames. Natalie would like to thank her family for their undying love and support and for their hard work towards making her college education possible.
Julie is on the Dean's List and is a member of the Golden Key International Society. She would like to thank her mom and dad for their love and unwavering support.
For the candidates in row 3, please stand. Christy Griffin. Christy's on the Dean's List. She wants to thank her family for their unconditional love and support, her classmates for their honesty and dedication, and professors for believing in her.
His best mates Danielle, Sarah, and T, his sister, and his incredibly supportive parents who are far too kind to him.
Abby E. Hilden. Abby would like to thank her parents for absolutely everything that they have provided her with over the last few years.
Sydney would like to thank her family for all their love and support.
Jacqueline Eugene Jung. Jacqueline is on the Dean's List and is an Asian Pacific Alumni Association scholar. She would like to thank her family, friends, and professors for their continuous support and love.
Erin Young. And would like to thank his family for their support, even though they clearly said they wanted him to be a doctor or something.
Charles Baraldi Junkin. Charlie received the Ruth and Albert McKinley Award. I'd like to thank his friends and teachers for supporting and inspiring him, the Morks for funding him, and his family for loving him.
Thank her family for their love and support and her professors and friends for helping her grow as an artist.
Caitlin Mariah Kilgore. Caitlin is on the Dean's List and is the president of the Musical Theater Repertory. She'd like to thank her teachers for challenging her artistically, her family for their unwavering support, and her friends for the best memories yet.
Thank her friends and family for their support and encouragement.
Laura Knubler. Laura would like to thank her family and friends for their love and support.
Samantha Patricia Crawford. Samantha is a Renaissance scholar on the Dean's List and is also receiving a philosophy degree. She would like to immensely thank her family, professors, directors, and the Adams fam for their endless inspiration, boundless joy, and unwavering love. Huzzah.
Katine T. Lee. Katine is the winner of the James Bernardi Doolittle Award and would like to thank her friends and family for their unending support.
Maharani Liborn. Yara would like to thank her parents for their innumerable sacrifices, Vina for her wisdom, and Lila and Elizabeth, the other two legs of her tripod.
Amanda Elizabeth Long. Amanda would like to thank the bold, honest, imaginative, and kind dreamers she met here. All her love to the teachers, friends, and family.
Anisha Mata. Anisha is a member of Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society and was on the Dean's List for 2 years. She would like to thank her family for the support, her professors, Kathy, John, Laura, Babette, Paul, Dean Brodell, and all the faculty of SDA.
Sabrina Zara Melexada. Sabrina was on the Dean's List. She'd like to thank her support system for the love, laughs, and answering her 3 a.m. calls. You know who you are. Will the candidates in row number 4 please stand? Eduardo Antonio Maruri. For allowing him to pursue his crazy dreams. Los quiero mucho.
Rachel Smith Mathieu. Rachel is a Presidential Scholar and a recipient of the Academic Achievement Award and Exceptional Funding Award. She would like to thank her family, friends, and boyfriend for their love, laughter, and support, and the USC faculty for their wisdom and guidance.
Rachel Kathleen McNamara. Rachel is a recipient of the Ruth and Albert McKinley Scholarship and was on the Dean's List. She would like to thank her family for their endless love and support and her professors for their guidance.
Family and friends for their unconditional and unwavering love and support.
Jacqueline Norton. Jacqueline would like to thank her family for their love and support.
Francesca O'Hare. Francesca is on the Dean's List. She would like to thank her family, teachers, and friends for their love and support.
Patrick Olson. Patrick is graduating magna cum laude and is on the Dean's List. He would like to thank everyone who supported him in his pursuit of his education and all his other aspirations. Matthew, 17 and 20.
Christian O. Pagan. Christian is a 3-time LGBT Alumni Scholarship recipient and was also awarded the Gilman International Scholarship and American Legion Award for Military Excellence. Christian would like to thank his friends and family for their encouragement and the Dean and his professors for challenging him and supporting his growth.
Erica Clark. Erica would like to thank her family for their love and support and for the patience and encouragement of her mentors.
Phillips is graduating magna cum laude and is the Black Class valedictorian. She would like to thank his friends, family for their unwavering support, as well as her peers and professors for inspiring her every day.
Dominic Giovanni Piccinini. Unconditional love and his wonderful mentors and peers who inspire him immensely.
Bianca Carson Pompa. Bianca is a recipient of the Caruso Inner-City Tutor Scholarship and is on the Dean's List. Bianca would not be accepting her degree as a first-generation college graduate without the sacrifice and undying love from her parents, Roxanne and Jean Pompa.
row 5, please stand.
Yeah!